I want you to picture a city. It was built thousands and thousands of years ago, but it has this logic, this precision that honestly feels like it could have been designed yesterday. This place is Mohenjo-daro, and it was, in so many ways, an ancient city of the future. We're talking 4,500 years ago. Now, to put that into perspective, this isn't ancient Rome or Greece we're talking about. No, this is the Bronze Age. This civilization was rising and falling millennia before some of the ancient wonders we all know and love. And what they managed to build is, well, it's just staggering. And this right here, this is the central question that absolutely baffles archaeologists. You know, at a time when most towns and settlements just grew organically, kind of chaotically, how on earth did this one civilization manage to engineer a metropolis with features that we consider modern? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. So our first real clue to just how advanced they were isn't some tiny artifact. It's in the very layout of the city itself. They didn't just build, they had a master plan. Okay, so here's the difference. Most ancient cities, they look like a tangled web, right? Streets going every which way, built as needed, no real rhyme or reason. But then you look at Mohenjo-daro, and it's a completely different story. It was intentional. The streets are straight, laid out like a modern city block. This was no accident. This was deliberate, large-scale urban planning. And you can see this incredible planning everywhere you look. The bricks they used weren't just random lumps of clay. No, they were standardized, baked for durability, and all made to the exact same measurements. Just think of the efficiency. This allowed for a kind of uniformity that was just unheard of, a shared construction method across the entire city. But their genius for planning went so much farther than just the street layout. It actually extended into a system of public works that was truly revolutionary for its time. Now, this might sound like a simple fact, but it is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, think about it. For thousands of years after Mohenjo-daro fell, even palaces in Europe didn't have this level of sanitation. A private bathroom connected to a citywide sewer system was an unimaginable luxury, but here, it seems to have been a pretty common feature, which tells you this was a society that really valued hygiene and public health. And the system itself was pure genius. It wasn't just, a hole in the ground. Wastewater was channeled from these private bathrooms into covered, brick-lined drains that ran right alongside the streets. These drains were carefully sloped, using gravity to carry all the waste cleanly away from the neighborhoods. It was a complete citywide sanitation network. Just incredible. And if you needed any more proof of their engineering skill, you just have to look at the Great Bath. This thing wasn't just a swimming pool. It was this massive public structure, meticulously built with layers of baked brick and natural tar to make it totally waterproof. It's still standing today, and it's just this monumental testament to their ability to manage water on a grand civic scale. So we can see their brilliance in the bricks and in the drains. We can stand back and admire their planning. But this is where the story takes a frustrating turn. Because for all that we can see, there is one crucial thing that we cannot do, and that's listen. These right here, these are symbols from the Indus Valley script. We've found thousands of these little inscriptions on seals and tablets, so we know for sure they had a written language. The problem? Nobody has been able to decipher it. It remains one of the world's great unsolved linguistic puzzles. And this really gets to the heart of the whole mystery. We're left with the physical shell of this absolutely remarkable civilization. But the thoughts, the stories, the laws, the beliefs of the people who actually lived there, they're all locked away behind a script that we just can't read. Their secrets are still just that, secrets. So we have this really profound paradox, don't we? We can walk the streets of their city, we can trace the paths of their water systems, and we can marvel at their construction. We know what they did. We have a pretty good idea of how they did it, but we have no idea why. We don't know what they called themselves, who their leaders were, or what they hoped for. We just can't hear their stories. And that's really the question that just hangs over every single brick in Mohenjo-daro. If one day, somehow, we crack the code, what would we learn? Would their writings finally explain their incredible engineering? Would they tell us about their society, their religion, or maybe even tell us why, after centuries of stability, their amazing civilization just faded away? For now, we can only wonder.